Stand by for special announcements for Roaring Fork Fire and Rescue. Attention all Denton County public safety agencies. The Roaring Fork Fire Rescue Authority is announcing the retirement of Captain Scott Arthur. This is the final alarm for Captain Arthur, who has dutifully served our communities for the last 28 years. His dedicated and selfless service to the citizens and visitors in the town of Snowmass Village and the Roaring Fork Valley will stand as a testament to his career. Congratulations to Captain Arthur on his retirement from the Roaring Fork Fire Rescue Authority. This final alarm transmitted on February 27, 2019 at 17:09.
I was gracefully told you might want to prepare something. So I did. First of all, to help kind of answer some questions for a lot of you, as has been mentioned, Nell and I are not leaving the valley. This is just a very good opportunity for us, for me to retire from this department and work at some other opportunities here in the valley for a few more years. So we are going to be around for a little bit longer. I'll be continuing to work for Buttermilk Ski Patrol, where I had a fantastic opportunity. Thank you very much to Robin Perry, and I'll also be working with Aspen Ambulance. Thank you very much, Kate. A couple of other questions that I've been asked quite a bit in the last month or so since I announced my retirement. Biggest one is, what am I the most proud of in my time that's been here? And I have to say it's the firefighter safety improvements that we've been able to bring to Snowmass Fire, to Roaring Fork Fire, and just to the valley as a whole. Another big thing that was very important to me that I felt very proud of is the advancements that we've been able to make in our apparatus. In particular, the latest thing that I was able to work on, and I know is being carried on by Chief Cornelius, is attendant safety in the back of ambulances. We went way out of the box on the last ambulance that we designed and purchased for Snowmass Fire. He's taking that an even farther step outside that paradigm. That's something that Brent Bruce and I worked on together. So all of these things that I'm proud of, it's not things that I did by myself. They're things that I did with other people here on the department. Another thing that was important for me as an officer was knowing in my career I'd never send a firefighter to the hospital on call. I knew I wasn't going to make it through the whole day. In particular, I've known that I'm not necessarily the smartest guy or the best officer, but I think I've done a reasonably good job of it. But the biggest thing that I knew that I wanted to make sure that I kept my firefighters safe was I knew what I didn't know. And so I would never put a firefighter in a situation that I personally didn't feel comfortable with being in myself. And that was a promise that I made to myself when I became an officer, and it was a promise that I made to every firefighter as well, is I would never ask them to do something that I personally would not do. I'm also proud that today I got to finish my career here at Snowmass Fire the same way that I started it. So a lot of you read the newspaper. My first day here, they weren't quite sure what I should do, so they said go out in the bay and figure something out, and I washed trucks for 6 hours. So I washed trucks with the crew today. I said I knew what I didn't know. The one thing that I do know how to do really, really well is wash trucks. The other question that I've been asked a lot lately is, what's the biggest call that I remember? And I just want to make sure that everyone understands what everybody in this room that's wearing a uniform or a badge goes through, and that is that there are a lot of calls that we see on a regular basis that are calls that we can't forget, and it's not because we want to remember them, but there are things that we can't forget. Go to a structure fire and someone has lost all of their family belongings. Meeting a father at the end of the driveway who's holding his infant son who isn't breathing and his heart is stopped, and asking you to do something miraculous and knowing that you can't. Those are calls that basically are like weights that you put in a backpack that you can never take off. And through the career, you just keep moving forward. The weight gets a little bit heavier, but you keep moving forward until you reach the point where hopefully you're old enough like I am to retire, or you decide that the backpack is getting too heavy to carry and it's time to leave the service. And unfortunately, a lot of firefighters and EMTs and paramedics do need to leave the service because of exactly that. On the other hand, there are the calls that you want to remember, and those are the fun ones. One of them was in the paper the other day, and I was talking to the reporter about a young gentleman from South America who was here with his very large extended family, who had gotten his finger stuck in a hole of a very artistic aluminum table, and they had been pulling on it and everything. It was all swollen up. They couldn't get it out. He used an old paramedic trick of wrapping the finger with some dental floss, and they were able to pop the finger out. And it was as if the home team had just scored the winning goal. He literally was running around, jumping on the furniture and things like that, which was pretty exciting. Or the time that we had a young sorority sister who had gotten herself into a dumbwaiter and had gotten stuck. And we ended up having to set up a high-angle rescue, Paul Blankstead and a couple of other guys, and actually have someone rappel down into the shaft and cut a hole in the top of it so we could get her out. Similar reaction among the sorority sister when she was able to make it to the top of the shaft. But also the dedication of the firefighters here. One of the bigger fires that I was involved with was up on Little Lake, which ironically was caused by, of all things, a bird's nest on top of the porch light. And it ended up setting the entire house on fire. When we got there, the house was fully involved. And I had a brand new resident with me. His name was Matt Wood. And we were fairly short-handed. We had a big fire. There was a building right next door, and we pulled the defensive line over to that house, and I sat Matt down and I said, "You're the person who's going to keep that house from burning down. So hang in there." And he did. And an hour later, when I was talking to him, he said, "Cap, I need to see if I can take my coat off and have someone take a look at my shoulder." I said, "What happened?" He says, "Well, I sat there as long as I could, and he got second-degree burns through his bunker here because he wouldn't move because he was protecting that house." And that's just the dedication of these people that are standing over here. For those of you who have ever gotten an email from me, you know that the tagline that I've had at the bottom of my emails for many years was a part of a quote by Emerson, and it said, "To know even one life is breathed easier because you have lived, that is to have succeeded." I was going to go ahead and actually read the entire quote to you guys, and that is, "To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a little better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived, this is to have succeeded." What I'd like to pass on to you is that this life has breathed easier because of all of you.